Alrighty, so we're right in front of the lighthouse. Sun's getting ready to go down, and it is low tide, and it is so amazing when you come out here at low tide, and you know, especially when it's a decent low tide. Sometimes this isn't as low or as uncovered, just depending on how the sand is, but you can see all of the shells, and you can see that I'm barely in, half a foot of water, not even here, but look how pretty. A nice shark eye here is. I'm going to show you guys some of these cool shells. Here is a live, it's going to close, isn't it? Let's see if I can get up close here so you guys can see him. A nice, really pretty live scallop, and you can see his eyes, and he is very much alive. And you can just see some really cool shells here. Some people are going to have to dig in a little bit, digging around to see if they can pull up anything fun, because I mean, a lot of these shells are just right under the surface. So you can see, like right here, there's a little whelk that was just barely buried in the sand. Look how fun. This is just so cool. Look at this nice crab shell. Oh, I wonder if I can get this home and send it to somebody. If I can get that home, and if I can get it home in one piece, one of you will get it. But I'm going to try if I can get it home without it breaking. Let's see if I can put it in one of these giant heart tubs. Alright, so there you go. You guys see that? Here's another little sea anemone. And these are really fun. And usually you see the bottom part of these buried, and they actually will, like, you'll see the top part sticking out of the sand, and they actually squirt when you touch them. They'll kind of go in, and let's see if I can make them squirt. Usually they'll squirt some water out, maybe not. No? You gonna make a liar out of me? So you'll usually see them like this in the sand, and they'll be sticking up. And then usually they squirt. But this one's not wanting to squirt, so that's okay. We'll find another one that'll squirt. It's just so fun to see all of the cool sea creatures, especially the live ones. I always say that, you know, Lighthouse Point is where you go to see sea life. Cool little live scallop there. Lots of fun shells down here. Oops, that was so blurry. Hold on, let me focus. There we go. Focus, focus. It is just so beautiful. And it's so fun to just walk out here and see beautiful shells. Some are alive, some you can collect. Just so many shells. Look at this ginormous, look at that next to my foot. Ginormous shark eye. It's broken, but holy moly. That's a big one. That is a big one. Jeez. Look at this one too, right here. Let's see if anybody's home. Keep her. Keep her. So many shells. And there's almost like so many shells that you just want to look. You don't even want to pick them all up because you're just fascinated, but with all of the shells that you're seeing. Okay, so let's get down here and check out this little pile here. find. Sometimes if we dig around, ooh, look, here's a little window trap. You can see it right here. A little window trap, and here's a little, so you can find tinies anywhere. There we go. Sometimes if you dig a little bit in one of these little kind of shell piles that you see, kind of let it settle. Oh, here we go. Here's two little apple miraxes here. Here. Oh, here's a big one right in front of my face. Make sure nobody's in there. Can't tell if that's sand. I think it's just sand. We'll make sure. Good. Don't want any hitchhikers, but sometimes if we just dig a little bit, you don't have to dig a big hole, but you just want to kind of uncover some of the sand and see what you can find. This right here, here's a little true tulip. It's a little true tulip right here, super cute. Oh, here's a big tulip right here. So many shells, holy cow. And so here, it looks like we have a live horse conch, really pretty one, buried in the sand here. So I'm gonna wake him up just for a minute. Now the fun thing about horse conchs is the animal is orange on the inside. Okay, so you guys can see it. It's orange on the inside. I'm trying to make sure that the lighting is good so you guys can see. Right here is the periostracum. Okay, so this is like the skin of the shell. So when we find these horse conchs, sometimes they're black in color, and that's just the periostracum on the outside. If we clean that off, it'll be bright orange. That's where we get the nice bright orange color. Then you have the operculum here. Make sure we're focused in. So this is the little trap door, and if he feels threatened at all, he's gonna suck in. You're gonna see him spit some water out, and he's gonna pull in that trap door, and it's gonna form a nice tight seal so nothing can get in there. Some of that sand over there so you guys can see. I'm gonna spit some of the water out there, and that's gonna form a nice tight seal. And trust me when I say, guys, like, this animal's alive, and if you try to pull him out, he is not gonna come out. If you can see, like, I'm just kind of just tugging a little bit. You will never be able to physically pull this animal out of the shell. So if you ever see somebody trying, like don't worry, they won't be able to, okay? This animal is alive. There's no way you can pull this out. He is so super strong. He is nothing but muscle, and he is not going to be able to just be pulled right out of the shell. Having said that, if you ever see somebody pull an animal out of the shell, if they just take this and pull it right out, it's not alive. Okay, I can guarantee you it's not alive. If it's alive, there's no way that you're going to be able to pull that out. Okay, so that's just a little tip for you. So he's covered in a couple little barnacles, little live barnacles there on the bottom. So these barnacles are empty. This one's empty right there where you can see through the middle, but this one's alive. So we're gonna put him right back where we found him and just bury him back in that little hole there, so he can be on his merry way. Again, this is a great place to find live shells. And we're gonna see what else we can find. Oh, and there you guys can see a really pretty osprey coming down. Be looking for some fish, looking for some dinner. You can see the Sanibel Causeway in the background there, over the bridge to Sanibel Island. Oh, there he goes. And if you guys can see, the tide is super low, so you can see how far away we are from the shore at Lighthouse Point. Usually this is all completely underwater, but the tide is so unusually low, so we're literally out in the water, able to walk on the sand where it normally would be covered. So I'm just going to go ahead and shell this brake line here. And unfortunately, the waves are a little rough, and the water's a little cloudy, and the visibility's not great. So I'm just going to take my net and do some what I call blind scooping, just without being able to really see anything. Just scoop some shells, and then just see what we're going to get. So I'm just going to scoop some stuff up, and we're going to take it up to the shore, and we're going to dump it all out. All right, let's see what we can find here. As I get down real low, look, there's a little crab. Can you guys see the little crab? It's kind of clear looking right there by my finger. Oh, there he goes. And oh, here's a nice conch, little juvenile conch there. And just kind of rummage through this stuff. Oh my gosh, there's a fish. I caught a fish. Oh my. So we're going to put him back in the water. Go, swim away, swim away. Keep going. Oh, there we go, a little flick. And he's gone. And let's see what else we can find here. Just kind of sorting through all these shells. And, oh, I got a nice little olive here. Very nice. Nice little olive, nice little juvenile fighting conch. I love those fighting conchs. I mean, there's so many different sizes, varieties, shapes. They're all so unique. So let's go back, and we're going to do another scooper with the net. Another blind scoop. You can kind of see the brake line there as the waves kind of recede a little bit. I'm just going to scoop a couple times and come back up and dump it out. And let's see what we have this time. Oh my gosh, look what we got, guys. We got a nutmeg. Husband's favorite shell. Love nutmegs. You don't find them super often. Here's a nice little olive. Here's a piece of a shark eye there. And let's see what else we got. Kind of spread it all out a little bit. What do we got? Oh, look, we got another nutmeg. Cute little conch right there. Perfect. 2 nutmegs. It's a nice scoop already. Got another piece of a shark eye. So 2 pieces of a shark eye, an olive. Love those 2 nutmegs. That was great. Kind of see what else we can find. Lots of little tiny shells. There's a little heart cockle there. Lots of minis, but trying to see if we can find any larger shells. And let's go back for another one. Back and forth, back and forth. This is why it's handy to have a scooper or a net with you, especially if you're planning to shell the brake line. You never know, and it's going to be cloudy and you're not going to be able to see very well, so it's always nice to be able to just blindly scoop and then go through and shell your little pile. And here we come and dump it out. We got a big, look, what is that big fighting conch there? Very nice. Gonna spread everything out. Let's see what else we got there. A little auger. Sorting through. Another little olive. 2 olives, 2 fur. Ooh, 3 fur, 3 olives. Love the olives. Some little tiny shells, some little augers, little clam. Another nutmeg. It's nutmeg day apparently. Shelling the brake line, finding the nutmegs. Ooh, more augers. Snowman noses. I always say they make the best snowman noses for Christmas ornaments and decorations, and here comes the water. And sometimes you let the water come in and it kind of moves the shells around a little bit, and you know, you'll leave the pile and let the water waves kind of move them around, and here's another olive again, and then come back and you'll find a whole new load of shells. And there's been many times when I leave a pile and then I come back to it, and all of a sudden it kind of like the water sifts through the shells for you and it leaves you a bunch of new ones. So let's do another scoop here. Don't have very much in this one, but oh my, this is going to be a great one. Look at that beautiful intact Sunray Venus clam. Gorgeous. And what else do we have here? Oh, we've got a cute little piece of coral and a tulip. Love the tulips. Light colored tulip. Spread it out a little bit so we can kind of see what we've got here. Another piece of coral. I love the little coral fragments. Those look really cute all in a jar together. Wasn't a big scoop, but it sure was a fruitful one. Love that big Venus sunray clam. Grab my net. Let's go back again. Walk down a little ways to see if the shelf is any different. Sometimes if you're not having good luck, just walk down a few yards and you might find a different shell shelf there. Kind of dump them out. Let's see what we've got. My shell bag's getting a little heavy. You can see it swinging there. And I'm sure you guys can probably see shells that I'm not seeing because I'm so focused sometimes. And little baby olive, love those little ones. Nice gaudy nautica right there. Look at that. That one's pretty. There's another shells that we don't really find too many of too often, those gaudy nauticas. Oh, beautiful. You guys, look at this lace mirax and look at the pink tip on that. That is a really, really nice one. Wow, I'm happy with that find. Really, really nice. Making sure that one makes it into the shell bag. Oh, and here's this, look, little conch. We've got another little piece of coral to add to the little coral fragment collection. Sometimes the more you sift around, the more you'll find. A little seraph there, kind of like an auger, but different shell. Let's see if we can find anything else. Here's a beautiful little turbo. I love those turbos. Those shine up with a little oil so nicely. I don't really see anything else. Rinse my hand off. That's what the pile looks like, and if I just leave it there and let the water kind of sift through and I come back, sometimes I'll even, just like that, you see a little drill there. Let the water kind of sift through the shells and all of a sudden you'll find all new ones. So it's also fun if you're following a sheller. Like if somebody was following behind me and going through those piles, you'd be surprised at what they would find that I left behind that I just didn't see because it was all hidden. So let's do another scoop here. Super wavy. You can see the visibility is not great, so that's why it's nice to just have a net and scoop everything up. I don't feel like I got a ton here, but let's see what we can find. I'm going to start putting all my stuff in my net here so you guys can see the little olives. Hopefully this will be a good one. Let's see what we got. Oh, a little tiny turbo. Oh, we've got another Sunray Venus clam. I love them when they're intact like that. They look like a butterfly. Love that. And as we're digging through, we got a little shark eye. Fantastic. Look, it's a beautiful little shark eye. Got to make sure nobody's home in there. Always check your shells. Check, double check. Cute little mirax. Very nice. This is a good one. This is a good little scoop. Here's another little, tiny little drill. I love those sharp ridge drills. Here's an auger. Here's another conch. A juvenile conch there. I'll stick him in there too. Kind of sort through and see what we got. Another auger. Oh, look how cute. Another little sharp rib drill. I love those. Those are one of my favorite tinies to find. Another little olive there. And if you really get down, you'll find some tinies. Make sure nobody's in this auger. Sometimes you gotta shake it out, make sure that it's just sand and no little crabber living in there. There's so many tiny shells. I'm just kind of looking for the big ones, but if you look really close, sometimes you'll find some little tinies and minis too. Look, look, look. Oh, look how cute. Love those drills. Another little, look at that little teeny turbo. Little baby turbo. Beautiful color on that one too. And you guys know me and the minis and tinies, they're my favorite. And we're going to continue just sifting through this fun little shell pile that we've created. Seeing if I missed anything. Yep, here's a little cute little olive. Love those olives. There's something about a nice shiny olive. I just love it. And oh, look at this teeny tiny little auger. Now this is another reason why, guys, I mean that thing's teeny, and you have to make sure you come with a good shell bag. I always try to tell people, I mean, what this net is made out of, sometimes, you know, you'll see shell bags made out of this material. It's kind of like the laundry bag material that you can, like, you know, put delicates in. And unfortunately, the holes are too big. You will lose your tiny shells. You know, and I mean, these are your treasures, guys. So make sure you're investing in a good shell bag that, you know, when you find something teeny tiny like these little shells, that when you put them in there, you're not going to have to worry about losing them on the way home, because that's terrible when you find that teeny tiny perfect little shell. And I mean, look at these. Look how tiny. You don't want them to go through. Oh, actually, look at this, you guys. So this one on one side, you can see the shell. On the other side, it is the inside of the shell, kind of the skeleton, which is pretty cool. Love that. But definitely make sure that you have a good, oh, look how cute, little button shell. You have a good shell bag. Let's see if we can find any other tinies in here now that I'm in the mood for tiny shells. Ooh, look, look, look. Teeny tiny little Wentel trap. Love Wentel traps, you guys. I'm just going to show you as an example. Like, if I were to put that in a shell bag made of this mesh material, look, it's going to go right through. Right through. Gone. And I think I might have just lost my Wentel trap. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Case in point. Okay, there we go. There it is. So you have to be careful, because if you were to throw it in a shell bag made of that mesh, it would be gone. So you want to make sure that you have a really good shell bag. Now check out our little collection of shells here. Olives. We got augers, murex, conchs, turbos. I mean, that's a nice little haul for one shell pile that we did a blind scoop from. We got all those little tiny shells, little tiny turbos, and the drills and the augers. Love that. And this is our pile that probably has a lot more shells in it. If I had more time and I wanted to sit there and go through it. All right, so we're gonna do one more scoop here in the water and try to get a couple good ones here. Let's see if we can get anything fun. Another one. All right, getting an arm workout today. See what we can get. Dump it out here in the sand. Just kind of spread it out a little bit. See what we have. That's a little turbo. Put it over here in my net. Keep it nice and safe. Spread everything out. Oh, here's a nice little apple murex. Separate all the shells. There's always so much to look at, so you got to kind of spread them all out so you can kind of see a little bit better. And here's the little conch. Love those minis. Here's the little tiny shark eye. Look how cute this little tiny shark eye is. Oh my gosh, love those little mini tiny shells. And here's an auger, good size. And oh my gosh, look at this big Wentel trap. Holy ginormous Wentel trap. Look how pretty. Okay, this made it totally worth it. What a keeper. Woo! Oh my god. I love finding shells like that. Oh, here's little whelk. Look at the little baby whelk. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love those minis. I'm always looking for the minis. Always gotta kind of see what other minis we can find in here. See if there's anything else that we can see. And I always tell people, you know, like when you have a pile like this, I mean, there's so many shells that I'm probably overlooking, you know, because you're kind of focused on finding certain things, and I'm sure there's shells that I'm just not even seeing, and I'm missing. So there's so many shells, so many. I could literally sit in this pile all day, and the more I move it around, the more things, you know, that I tend to find. Here's a little limpet. Look at this little limpet. It has a little piece of coral on the top. That's kind of unique. It's kind of fun. But the more that I move them around, you know, the more that I see. So, you know, look at the little auger. And that was hiding under there. I'm sure that, you know, as you guys are watching this on film, you guys are probably seeing shells that I'm missing. So don't worry about, you know, finding the big shells too. I mean, yeah, these big shells are great, but look at all the little minis, you know, and the little minis and little tinies that are super fun. And here comes the waves. So let me put these in my shell bag. So keep them safe. And I hope you guys enjoyed this super fun episode, this two-part series of shelling during low tide here at Lighthouse Point. It's just, I never know myself what kind of episodes they're going to be when I come to the beach. I never know how the tides are going to be and the waves are going to be and the shells are going to be. So it's always exciting for me too to bring you kind of real life content of what you might find. So I hope you enjoyed this two-part episode series on the Virtual Shelling Network. I will see you next time.